Hey guys, Awakening Animations here with part 4, I believe, of creating a stylized shield in Blender 2.8. Okay, so we've got our UVs, all that good stuff set up and prepared, and now what we're going to do is stylize some of these pieces. So the wood we can join together. We've got subdivision surface things, but they can just fly kites. We don't need them. This guy can lose its stuff as well. Lose it and lose it. Okay, so there we go. This is our low poly objects here. Um, and let's start with our wood here. So we know within our wood we've got this handle piece, but the handle we're not going to sculpt. We'll just use texturing on that. So let's add our multi-resolution. We're gonna add it to everything but not sculpt everything together. So multi-res, and these two can become one object. Sorry. So yeah, these guys are one object. We want multi-resolution, and now just simply subdivide it. So once we'll start with one and see what we get. We're definitely gonna add more. Actually, let's start on two. Okay, so two subdivisions. Let's go to our sculpting here, and we want to hide everything but that. So if I control click on the eye, it does that. So here I want to turn symmetry off, and need to remember to keep back faces, only front faces on when we're sculpting as well. So for the wood here, I want to bash and destroy some parts around the bevel here, so we can use something sharp, crease here. We can go to our curve. We can actually find all that up here. So fall off is our curve. We want something sharp. I'm gonna make it even sharper, something like that. Okay, so now if I come in, nothing's happening because it's not enough polygons to affect. Okay, cool. So that means subdivide and subdivide it again. Getting some serious sharp edges here when we subdivide it that much. So let's take it one back. Sorry, quality 3 and delete higher. Okay, so that can work. So you don't need to use a sculpting brush for this, but maybe it's usually better. So I'm just gonna run around here and there and kind of do some denting and even the opposite to holding control and pulling some of it as well. And trying to make these lines less equal as well. And a lot of these details we're going to get through texturing as well. Okay, for some reason my pen tablet's not working. Why are you not working? Anyway, pen tablet's dead at this moment, so I'm going to be doing it with my mouse. So I'm kind of dragging along the same direction, pushing and pulling now and then, trying to get some curves and then no curves, and it's just mainly to try and break up the surface mostly because it's looking really even and unnatural at the moment. So maybe we could even crisscross and do all sorts of funny things here to break it up a bit. And we almost like come through with pinch brush and do some passes with that as well. So the more layers we put in here, the better it's going to look. It's sure. I mean, of course, your layering needs to make some sense a lot of times. Like, for example, what I'm doing here might not be the best way of doing this, but it's fast and any beginner can do it. So as well, when you're doing these streaks as well, where I'm pushing in, I usually go onto the bump next to that and pull it out to get all these different grooves, because it's all these kind of grooves and stuff we're drawing here that's really going to allow us to create more details during our texturing process. Okay, so yeah, enough with this brush. I broke up enough things, I guess. I'm gonna use the pinch brush, look at its intensity, bring it down a bit, and let's kind of see what we get if we pinch some of this together. Okay, so just here and there we'll pinch it and give it different effects, because with this we can as well skew the lines and make it less straight, which is what we want with the wood. Okay, so yeah, I'm just pushing it into directions and choosing areas that I might want narrower than another. Okay, so that could be cool. It looks nice. I'm starting to get some shape. We're going to be doing the same on the bottom here. Um, the bottom will cheat a bit because it's going to um, be seen less, but we might as well come through and start to skew it. And you see why having symmetry off is so great. It really allows you to get variations, and it's nice because you can model with symmetry on and afterwards go in and um, remove it to get variations. Okay, so let's go into crease brush here with this one as well. Okay, so yeah, like I said, we don't need to go too overboard here and pay too much attention on the side, but we're still gonna do it so that we can render both sides, show both sides a bit. But most of the detail for this side will come from our texturing. Let's come and do this side a bit. Let's just rough this piece up quickly and then call it done on this part. Okay, okay. So now we can move on to a different technique of adding some details here. So we're going to go into our sculpt draw and we can just go here to the main settings and add a texture here. So a new texture, um, and we need to go and edit this textures here. So up here it's set to our brush, and so here I'm going to bring in a texture. So we should be able to just go on Google here, go to CG textures, it's textures.com actually now, and we can just go scratches. Okay, and we're just looking for something that could be a kind of wood scratches. So here, but I'm just looking for plain kind of scratch that we can implement here. So maybe something like this. So yeah, let's grab this one. We can only grab a 512, but that's fine. So here we've got that texture, and um, let me just drop it here on my desktop. Oh no, documents. Okay, so what are you doing? Okay, so all I need to do is go to my documents, and it's gonna be here somewhere. Where is it? I've got wood floor, blah blah blah. Okay, better. It's pasted onto my desktop. Okay, that's really annoying. Sorry, guys. So here it is. Okay, that was a mission. So now we want to change our stroke to maybe anchored, and that way when we drag it we can see what we're getting from that. Okay, so Shift F. This part here is just kind of breaking it apart a bit, and we should be able. So I think it's because we don't have enough geometry on these guys. I should have front faces only on here, which is good. Okay, let's see if we subdivide this one more time. So this is a very um, weird brush, or it's me being an idiot. Um, no. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. So that's gonna be our wood base that we created, and we're gonna overlay textures on top to get more of a wood effect. Let's go and bring up our other objects here. So basically now I want to hide the wood, okay, and this thing here, and we can work on these guys here now. So let's join them together. That's all of them. Control J. Just call this metal again. And let's add a multi-resolution modifier. Subdivide, subdivide, subdivide. Okay, so now we can go back into sculpting here as well. Bring down brush size. Here I'm going to use the inflate stroke fall off sharpish. And for this guy I'll most likely use symmetry in the start. So that's inflating. Okay, cool. So there. That piece, so maybe here we can use flatten instead. So I think flatten's gonna work for us. Give it a sharp fall off as well. So we can get some planes in here. And finally symmetry is going off. So here I'm doing something crazy, like it really got gashed quite hard. Something like so. All of these will have some kind of markings on them. So you see how rough this is being done. You guys can really take your time, make these details make much more sense. Um, Not just go around doing things by free flow all the time. Look at some references and things like that. But yeah. So here I'm just gonna start with these small guys quickly, get them done. And all these little gashes and stuff are really gonna um, pick up well when we um, add our other maps like the glossiness and all this kind of stuff. So let's keep gashing around things here because it's really gonna be nice details. So yeah, sorry if I'm getting a bit quiet at some moments, but yeah, I'm just going around and trying to add some natural bending and um, damage onto this piece here. So now and then we can as well use the smooth brush just to fix some things up. We'll come through and make some changes on that part. So here I'm going to change my brush much bigger and then make it smaller, and I'm going to try and create some flat spots here. Maybe the scrape brush would work better here. If I make my brush big and go all around here, and I just add some flat spots to this, and then make my brush smaller and go onto those planes and create even further planes. Planes on top of planes. The more planes we have on this piece, the better it's going to translate with our materials and stuff like that. So just go around, make it like it's a hammered um, metal here. Destroy this edge here and there on this piece. And maybe we'll come back and scrape pieces here as well and do the opposites. Okay, we'll come through and use the scrape brush on this guy, on these sides as well. Just really helping us with surface imperfections here. And we're going to use another method now for that. And yeah, we shouldn't forget that we've got all this inner pieces here that we can do a bit less and more rough, because yeah, the bottom part of the shield shouldn't be that damaged compared to the top parts. But yeah, that might have been a bit too much there. Something like that here and there could work. Okay, so I think that looks bashed enough. The next thing is just to kind of get um, some scratches here and there. So let's use our crease again, really sharp, and this time I want to use a anchored with sharp line so I can try and define a crease here, but um, that's not what I want. Let's just go back to space. Okay, if we subdivide this one more time, another time, and see what we get now. Okay, so that's what I was going for here. So we can do something like that. Okay, and then we can use our pinch brush on top of it pinch in that area. You can take just pull that part out. You can take the inflate brush as well and inflate in there to get that crease a bit better. Get something more like that. Gash over there, and we can put a same kind of gashes inside here. So here we're getting much better effect on that. So this is an example of where the tablet would be really nice. We wouldn't need to do what I'm doing now. So yeah, good example for all you people wondering if tablets are needed. Yes, they are needed. So here I'm just using the pinch brush to further deform that gash there. Okay, smooth something out there. And we'll just do another kind of stylized slash maybe. Okay, so something coming like that, and that one might have been a bit horrible, but we can work with it. Okay, so there we go. That's our metal done. We just need to deform these bolts a bit. Where's our scrape brush for this guy and for this guy over here? Okay, there we go. That's our sculpting complete for both of, for all of our objects here. And what we can do is put our view up to 3, put our metals view up to 5, and this is how our model is looking. Okay, so you guys can really add more details and stuff if you want. In the next um, part, we're going to uh, create our basic materials, which is going to be a texture, and we're going to add colors to each part here, and then we're going to go into the nodes and blend things with our base colors.